Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today in our excellent essay writing series. In today's first lesson, I shall be sharing with you how to write argumentative essay in terms of the structure and the format of an essay. This will be critical for those that are taking the A-levels general paper subject syllabus, where you need to write argumentative essay with a full introduction, body paragraphs, as well as a conclusion. So in today's relatively short discussion, I'll be sharing you fairly briefly some of the broad outline of how a good essay will look like, which we will then discuss in our further lessons in this module. In your PDF documents, you will see this particular handout, and you would have the essay format written out as a summary for you over here. So a good essay for argumentative format would comprise of an introduction, main body paragraphs, as well as conclusion. Inside the documents as well, there will be this sample essay which we'll be using extensively in our discussions for this particular lesson and in the lessons going forward. So I'll be running through this with you as well. And when you're writing a good general paper essay with an argumentative focus, you will want to have paragraphs that are reasonably long in length without being too long, and you want them to be balanced in terms of ideas. So a good essay, as discussed, would have an introduction. So this is your introduction. I'll just put here intro, where you would have both a broad outline of the ideas as well as what we call foregrounding. So this portion over here is the foregrounding. I'll just put here F for foregrounding. And you would have a thesis statement where you highlight your main ideas, what you hope to discuss, what you call your dominance position, right? So I'll just put here dominant positions. All right. And when you're writing your main body paragraphs, which highlight in each paragraph a key issue relating to the issue, there would usually be 4, in some cases 5 paragraphs. So here we have 5 paragraphs. The first paragraph, the second paragraph, and the third paragraph. And in the second page, the 4th and 5th paragraph will surface up as well. What you want to actually factor in is really how do you slant and flow your arguments. So when you want to slant and flow arguments, one common method that is useful, although it's not only one, but in this module we'll use this as a rule of thumb, would be to have 2 arguments that show the opposing view. So when you show opposing view, one way to systematically demonstrate that point and still give credit in the argumentative components is to highlight that it is not your point of view, but it is other people's points of view. So use distanciation technique, right? Conservatives the world over, which means it's not yourself. In some cases, you use the concept of giving a condition. It's from a more pragmatic standpoint, what may we believe in? So that actually would be the opposing views. And over here, I'll just put OV for opposing views. Then when it comes to your main dominant views, there should be ideally a transition verb or form, such as nevertheless or however, to show that you are transiting from one point of view, which is opposing point of view, to your dominance point of view. So over here, we put here dominance view. And this should actually surface up maybe for 3 body paragraphs or 2 body paragraphs. Over here, paragraph 4 and paragraph 5. So each paragraph would centralize itself around one key issue and one key topic. And within a key issue and topic, most of the paragraph focuses on a few components, what we call the PEL structure in most colleges and schools in Singapore, worldwide as well. You would have the points, you would have the elaboration. Over here, I just put an EL. You would have the exemplification, EX, as well as the link and the evaluation components. So all these would be discussed in our later lessons, but for this introductory session, it's good to just give you a broad overview, right? And once that is done, you would actually want to have a conclusion to ensure that the essay is rounded up well. So in order to write a good conclusion, what you want to factor in is to ensure that it's a 2-step process. And over here, you notice that in our conclusion, there will be one portion where you are giving a broad summation or summary of the issues that you have discussed inside your main body paragraphs. And in the second half or the last portion of your conclusion, i.e. to say your essay as well, there will be a whole element of demonstrating what is the way forward. So notice sometimes one simple writing is to have the phrase going forward. And this is actually what we call the envisioning process. So in a sense, writing a good essay is not that complicated. What is actually critical is that when you're writing an essay, you have in mind a list and a key understanding of the system and the steps in place so that it can be done methodically, it can be done systematically, right? So to sum up our discussion for today, when you're writing an essay, you want to have introduction, especially argumentative essay, where you provide a broad overview, your dominant view as well. You will want to have a main body paragraphs, 4 to 5 of them, which show both ideas for and against the issue, which demonstrate positioning on the parts, which are the opposing views, which are the dominant views that you're focusing upon. Each paragraph focuses on one key societal issue, and you want to have a conclusion where you sum up the key ideas as well as the envisioning process. Right, so hopefully this gives you a good understanding, at least for starters, on how a good argumentative essay for the general paper A-levels can be written. And in our next lesson, I shall share with you more details on how you can brainstorm, and going forward, how exactly do you write out each portion of these writing processes. So until next time, thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope they have a good week ahead.